So he said some incredibly racist things about Asians. Now, the video that Pang Dang posted, he's the one that posted it. In the video, it is clear that in just this small clip, it's clear that Tony Hinchcliffe was trying to tell a joke or trying to be funny. Now, obviously, when it comes to racist jokes, a lot of people don't laugh anymore. They're few and far between now because you just can't do them anymore. So he went for it, and I think in the moment, I think people were like oohing and eyeing, and people were laughing, and they were kind of in the moment feeling okay. But once the clip got posted by the Asian American fella with the hashtag Happy Asian Awareness Day or whatever he said, it was very condescending and passive aggressive. And I don't think that helped. And I think as one of Tony's peers, he shouldn't have done it that way. Like, I think that was the bitch move in this on his part.
But do you think he was posting it to be funny?
No.
And it just came across wrong, or do you think he was pissed about it too?
He was offended, and he tried to get other people rallying on his side and be offended as well.
So one more question before you move on. Is this just is this guy, this Pang Dang, is he just an opener like for the club? Or he's not on tour, like he's not on tour as an opener for Tony Hinchcliffe, right?
Correct. So he's featured in Austin for Tony Hinchcliffe, I guess. Okay. So they've worked together before.
Wow. Okay.
They have a working relationship.
Okay.
So he posted this clip along with this very passive aggressive thing about Asian American awareness and this and that. So as a comedian, to me, that feels like a bitch move. Like, I feel like if you were really offended, maybe you could have talked to Tony, but I still think that's a bitch move. You're a comedian. You know what he was trying to do, you know? Mm-hmm. Doesn't matter what I think. It doesn't matter. So people are pissed and they're trying to cancel Tony Hinchcliffe. And I've heard other comedians come to his rescue and say, look, he was trying to be funny. And then they get into this whole thing like it's a very scary thing if we as comedians can now or cannot say whatever we want now. We're being censored, whether it be racist, this and that. But let me ask you, what do you think about this? Why should that just apply to comedians? Shouldn't that apply to all humans? They should be able to say whatever they want. And if the context is, I'm joking, I'm not saying that they should, but I'm saying they can.
This goes back to the thing that I hate saying, but it just is the way it is. Like that's just the way it is now. Like I 100% agree with you because I should be able to say anything that I want to you. And if you don't like it or whatever, you walk on. We're not friends. Okay. That's fine. That's clear. You just walk on and forget that I said what I said. I should be able to say whatever the hell I want, but that's not how things work now. We're looking to cancel people. We're looking to find the offensive remarks and things so we can cancel people because I didn't like it.
Yeah. So I'm not saying that I want to say or tell racist jokes, but my point is for comedians to say that only a professional comedian is allowed to try and be funny when it comes to these specific things. Not really. We're all afforded the same rights to speech.
Yeah.
To free speech. So just because you're a comedian or you call yourself or you're treated as a professional comedian, you're not the only person who gets to try and be funny, I guess is my point. But look, he said it, he did it, he went for it. And look, it got a reaction. It got the reaction that I don't know if in the moment he wanted that. He sort of has claimed that he was in the moment and tried something, and I guess now he feels it fell flat. It's weird too because people also tried to do. Well, I'll give you more context. The context of what he was saying is that he was calling the crowd race traitors because they're in a conservative state, but it was a very sort of liberal crowd who was just sort of laughing at an Asian's jokes because they were Asian jokes.
Gotcha.
That was the context of what he was saying. So I think the real punchline there was like, you all are race traitors. You're a bunch of pussies. We can't say whatever we want anymore, like this and that, whatever. But I think other people are trying to like justify, and this happened when Shane Gillis got in trouble for using that word. They both used the word chink. This happened with Shane Gillis where other people were trying to like come up with different situations where it would be okay, or would you be more offended? And like, look, a racist word is a racist word, you know?
Absolutely.
So if I don't think people are thinking about one or the other when being offended, I just think they're being offended, you know?
Right. Well, yeah, but then again, go back to what I was saying a while ago. I said that you should be able to say whatever the hell you want. There's a difference there. Like, I don't mean that you need to be using racist terms toward people, because that you shouldn't be able to do that. And
No, well, yeah, there's hate speech and there's
yeah,
sure.
right.
Yeah, absolutely. Hate speech is not protected as free speech, you know?
Yeah.
But we don't necessarily still as society know how to define what hate speech is and what is not. We think we do, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we don't. Like, people try to build the context where if you're being racist against Asian Americans, it was almost like, well, we used to be able to, but now we can't anymore. Like, you didn't used to be able to be racist against Asian Americans. I think perhaps there was a time when you could joke about it more because you could.
Yeah.
I mean, have you ever fucking seen Breakfast at Tiffany's?
Right.
Like, or have you ever watched old Bugs Bunny cartoons when he plays? So look, do I have an Indians logo behind me? I do. God damn it. Here I am again. I had to look up. I have a couple. Fuck.
Yeah, you might have to pull that hat down.
Nope, not gonna do it. So I get it. I get why people are offended. I guess my biggest gripe with it is that dude posting that as a comedian, posting that and sort of being offended and trying to rally the troops per se and get them against another person.
Right.
But other people, like, there were comics saying, well, he should have talked to him off stage and said that offended me. Should he though? Like, if you're a stand-up comedian and someone came up and said that to you, who was one of your peers, would you want to be like, get the fuck away from me?
But also, is there a possibility that he did and we just don't know about it?
No, he didn't.
Oh, okay.
It's been verified that he did not.
Okay.
He just went straight to social media with it. Ari Shafir is the one that posted the full clip, and he's like, we need context on everything. I don't know if you needed to see the whole video to understand that he was joking. I didn't see it and go, my first thought was, Jesus, he really hates Chinese people or Asian Americans. It would take me a few days to sit there and think about that.
But we also look at comedians differently than most people in society, I think. You know,
True.
like once we see a comedian go on stage, now it's just, okay, whatever's set up there is just meant to be funny. It's not meant to actually offend somebody. That's the way our brain works. You know, that's not the way most people are looking at things anymore.
Yeah. It's weird too to think about racist terms. Like, you know, we've come to a point now where we as society have identified what the racist terms are, or what has been deemed as this is a hateful, derogatory racist term toward this group of people. I think we're all pretty clear on that, I think.
Yeah.
Those of us with brains. But only till recently were they sort of established as, oh, by the way, they're also no-nos when we're joking as well. You know?
Yeah.
And I guess that word's probably one of the newer ones. But I do believe in context, but not when it comes to joking. I think if you're having an honest conversation with another human being that is either educational or you're just trying to be informed, can the word be said? Yes. But there are people who still get offended by that. Like, it should never leave your mouth. Like, I just said the word chink, but I was trying to tell you what he said. I wasn't using the word in a derogatory way. There are people who are going to be offended at me saying that.
Right.
And they're not going to understand that I was educating you to the situation.
Right.
Was I supposed to say the C word?
Well, they're just
going to be saying it without saying it.
They're just going to need the full context. They'll have to listen to the whole show to know that you weren't trying to be racist.
Well, that's a good point. Either way, I don't know. Yeah. We'll see. I mean, this is a big deal though. Like, Tony Hinchcliffe was on TMZ. Like, you get on TMZ. This is yeah. That clip was on TMZ. So this is like full circle, like pop culture story, not just this little bubble that we have sort of entered with by doing a podcast and talking about these people. Like, no, this is like a thing.
Yeah, I just
don't know.
I don't see I I could be wrong, but I don't see Tony Hinchcliffe as a guy who's going to come out and apologize for it. I see him coming out and saying, "Listen, I was trying to be funny. That's what comedians do. We're in a culture now where they're trying to cancel people, and that's just what this is." And I think, if nothing else, this is going to give him more material.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, no, it is. And that's the whole point. Like, even bringing up TMZ, like, yeah, of course, this helps. Does it hurt him? Maybe at first. Does it help in the long run? Probably.
Straight for you.